I'm an idiot. So today, we're gonna learn 10 new things through Wikipedia. Now, these things cannot be small, little, stupid things that nobody cares about. Like Jackie. That's a bald eagle. No, I care about Jackie. Like European hare. I don't know what a European hare is. I assume it's a rabbit from Europe. But I also don't care, and I don't want to know. The things that we learn today have to be interesting, and everyone watching this video will learn 10 new things. Let's start off with a random article. 2026 Colombia earthquake. On August 10th, 2026, a magnitude of 7.4 earthquake struck the department of Choco in Colombia, killing 287 people, injuring more than 3,800, leaving more than 4,100 reporting missing. This just happened. Today's the 13th when I'm recording this. How did I not hear about this? I'm sure you guys have. This is crazy. Look how big this earthquake is. What the hell? Oh my god, the entire building's what the f? You know, I'm happy I don't live in Colombia, not just because of the earthquake. There's like a million other reasons as well. Let's keep going. Antlion tribe. What the f? Okay, wait, this is actually kind of cool. What is this? Demarini is an antlion tribe in the family blank. Wait, I need to learn. I need to know more about this. What is this? It said antlion. What the heck is an antlion? Do you guys know what an antlion is? Oh my god, this is scary. I say this is pretty cool though. I didn't know these existed. Tell me more about them. Is this all we know about them? Oh no, antlion. The antlions are a group of about 2,000 species of insects. They are known for predatory habits. Okay, so they're like the EDPs of insects, I'm guessing, of their own kids, which mostly dig pits to trap passing ants or other prey. In North America, the larvae are sometimes referred to as doodle bugs. Okay, that's kind of interesting. The adult insects are less well known due to their relatively short lifespans. This just looks like a dragonfly. This looks like something that people freeze and then eat for some reason. Okay, you know, so far we've learned two things. Enigma shanana golem. Look at this fish. This is a really pretty fish. Apparently, it's only found in India. I've never been to India. It has an elongated, slender body. It is often described as eel-like fish with a large head and mouth where their jaw takes up nearly 2/3 of the total head length. To the state of Kerala in southwestern India is where you find it. Due to its recent discovery and difficult to access habitat, much of the biology and life history remains unknown. That's pretty cool. I think it's more cool to not know something than it is to know something. But I'm also an idiot, so who knows? Golem is named after the cave-dwelling character from Lord of the Rings and Hobbit. Is that what they named this fish after? Let's try contents. List of vital articles. List of articles deemed most essential for the encyclopedia. This section contains 10 articles out of a quota of 10. The arts, earth, human history, life, math, philosophy, science, society, technology. Let's go with earth. There's gotta be something about the earth that I don't know that is interesting, right? The oldest material found in the solar system is dated 4.5 billion years ago. There's just too much to read. Let's just go back to random articles. It put me on Egyptian pyramids. Most were built as tombs for the pharaohs. Okay, I knew that, so that's not really teaching me anything. The name for a pyramid in Egyptian is Mr, written with this symbol. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but again, it's not interesting enough to be number 4. Imhotep. Who's this guy? The first historically documented Egyptian pyramid is attributed by Egyptologists to the 3rd dynasty pharaoh, Djoser. Although Egyptians often credit his vizier, Imhotep, as its architect. This guy sounds interesting. Traditions from long after his death treated him as a great author of wisdom text, and especially as he was a doctor. No extant text from his lifetime mention these capabilities, and none mention his name in the first 1,200 years following his death. Wait, so how do we know this guy ever existed? It's confirmed by 2 contemporary inscriptions made during his lifetime on a base or pedestal of one of Djoser's statues. The latter inscription suggests that Imhotep outlived Djoser by a few years and went on to serve in the construction of another pyramid. So this guy was smart. He built pyramids and he was a doctor. 2,000 years after his death, his status had risen to that of a god of medicine and healing. Eventually, Imhotep was equated with Thoth, the god of architecture, mathematics, and medicine. But that's pretty cool. So Imhotep is very important, it seemed, to the pyramids and probably a lot of other things like medicine and healing. In his Pulitzer Prize winning biography of cancer, The Emperor of All Maladies, this guy, he cites the oldest identified written diagnosis of cancer to Imhotep. Unfortunately, the therapy Imhotep prescribed would be equally recognizable for millennia. There is none. He said there's no help for cancer. Well, that's not good. If this guy said that 2,000 years ago and we still haven't found it, then maybe he was onto something. Let's try to find number 5. A species of snail. That's not going to be good enough. Vika colodo is a Tongan New Zealander net netball player. What the heck is netball? Oh my god, it's basketball without the backboards. I've seen this before. It is one of the few sports created exclusively for women and girls. I did not know that. This is netball highlights. Did you see that? Look at this. Slow motion, pump fake, and then she got it. These are top 8 goals of 2022. I mean, how does she do it? How does she do it? 5 seconds on the clock. Dude, this is like LeBron James. Wait a sec, not a 3. Not a 3. This might be the greatest game of all time. Not a 3. They just keep doing it. They keep doing it. Dunk it. Are you allowed to dunk in this? Oh, she pump fake, foul, and 1, and 1. See, that's like she must be like the Steph Curry. Oh my, she was falling out of bounds. Look at this. She stepped out, but don't count it. Don't count the out of bounds. No way. No way. And 1, and 1. Oh my, okay. Netball is pretty good. I'm gonna count this. We'll go to number 6. I don't care about vehicle registration plates of Kansas. I just don't care. Serial killer. I'm very interested in this. I don't know much about serial killers, but I'll learn just so I don't follow in their footsteps, I guess. I don't know. Members of the Thuggee cult in India may have murdered 1 million people between 1740 and 1840. Thuggee. Do you think there's a member of the cult may have murdered as many as almost 1,000 victims? 1,000 people. Which serial killers have killed the most people? It has to be him, right? 1,000 people? Well, I guess Hitler killed. Well, does Hitler count? Yeah, he should, right? H.H. Holmes was a serial killer in the U.S. responsible for the death of at least 9 victims. I've heard of this guy before, but I don't know why. Oh, I remember this guy. Yeah, he killed 110 young girls. He claims the number is over 300. He was released from a mental facility. Why the hell did you release him? Why the hell was he in a mental facility to begin with? What is wrong? Like, what the hell? Characteristics. There are characteristics of serial killers. They may exhibit varying degrees of mental illness or psychopathy, which may contribute to their homicidal behavior. For example, someone who is mentally ill may have psychotic breaks that cause them to believe they are another person or are compelled to murder by other entities, like Slenderman. Do you guys know about the Slenderman killings? Those are so interesting. Slenderman stabbing. On May 31st, 2014, 2 12-year-old girls lured their friend Peyton into a wooded area of Davids Park in Wisconsin, where they attempted to murder her and sacrifice her to Slenderman. They believed Slenderman wanted them to kill their friend for him. She suffered 19 stab wounds, but somehow survived. I completely forgot. I was trying to find serial killers with the highest known victim count. It's Luis Garavito, who killed 194 to 300 victims in Colombia, Ecuador, and Venezuela. This guy has 500 plus. Known as Mother Rasputin, Abbess believed to have murdered wealthy women and children who came into her abbey. The true number of her victims is a matter of debate, but she was found of 177 murders, 150 through negligence, and 27 through starvation. She died in prison in 1954. Abdul Djabbar killed 65 men and boys by strangling them with turbans. Whoa, was suspected of over 300 murders, sentenced to death, and hanged on October 21st. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's go find some more stuff. Espionage. Espionage, spying, or intelligence gathering as a subfield of the intelligence field is the act of obtaining secret, confidential, or in some way valuable information. Okay, I want to learn about how did this start? Who started espionage and why were they Russian? The oldest known classified document was a report made by a spy disguised as a diplomatic envoy in the court of King Hammurabi. The ancient Egyptians had developed a secret service, and espionage is mentioned in the Iliad, the Bible, and the Amarna letters. Espionage was also prevalent in the Greco-Roman world, where spies employed illiterate subjects in civil services. So espionage really started in Egypt and Greco-Roman. When I think of spy, I always think of Russian spy. I don't know, maybe you think of something different. But why is that? Is it just because Russia still uses them and they're bad at using them? Because if somebody had a spy and nobody knew that they had a spy, they wouldn't be called Russian spies, right? The reason why people think Russian spy is because clearly they're bad. If they were good spies, then we wouldn't know they were spies. Does that make sense? Western espionage changed fundamentally during the Renaissance when Italian city-states installed resident ambassadors in capital cities to collect intelligence. Aldrich Hazen Ames was an American CIA analyst turned KGB mole who was convicted of espionage in 1994. He served a life sentence without the possibility of parole in the high-security Allen Wood Penitentiary before dying this year. He died this year. He was formerly a 31-year-old CIA counterintelligence officer and analyst who committed espionage against his country by spying for the Soviet Union and Russia. So far as it is known, known. He compromised the second largest number of CIA agents, second only to Robert Hansen, who also served a life prison and died in 2023. Who is this guy? Is he Russian? Robert Hansen was an American FBI agent who spied for the Soviet and Russian intelligence services against the United States. His espionage was described as the possibly worst intelligence disaster in US history. How do you become a Russian spy? How to become a Russian spy? It's written by Moscow Times, so it has to be true, right? When a young Vladimir Putin decided to fulfill his childhood dream of becoming a spy, he headed to the local branch of the KGB and Soviet. How do I do it? How do I become a Russian spy? Recruitment of spies. Clandestine human asset recruiting, also known as agent cultivation, refers to the recruitment of human agents, commonly known as spies, who work for a foreign government or within a host country's government or other target of intelligence interest for the gathering of human intelligence. Acquiring information may not involve collecting secret documents, but something as simple as observing the number and types of ships in a port. Even though such information might be readily available, the laws of many countries would consider reporting it to a foreign power as espionage. Other asset roles include support functions such as communications, forgery, disguise. Basic agents can be formed into groups with leaders, include information providers, perhaps through espionage or expertise about some local subject. Also in the basic group are executive agents who will kill or commit sabotage. Sheesh! So if I want to become a spy, I just have to talk to Putin? Is that what you're saying? How many things have we learned? Is that 8? 7? 8? I'm gonna call it 8. I'm tired of spies. Let's learn something else. Quasar. A quasar is an extremely luminous active galactic nucleus. It is sometimes known as the quasi-stellar object. The emission from one of these is powered by accretion into a supermassive black hole with a mass ranging from millions to tens of billions of solar masses. How big is a solar mass? It is the size of the sun. Got it. So millions to tens of billions of suns. Our suns. Can we see a quasar? Is that possible? The black hole that kills galaxies. Quasar, the brightest black holes. This stuff is cool. If I got eaten by a quasar, I don't even think I'd be mad. I think I might be happy. More than 900,000 quasars have been found as of July 2023. They range from 600 million to 30 billion light years away. Wow, and we can still see them? 600 million to 30 billion. 30 billion is a lot. If I had to go in space for 30 billion years, oh geez, I'd be bored, man. I'd probably, maybe I'd be able to finish One Piece. The quasars are black holes that are really big and really far away. That's basically what I got. Let's see if we can find one more thing. Yep, I found it. Swarnim Weigel. This is him. This is Swarnim Weigel. Remember the face. You're gonna see him again. I bet you are. You know how I know this? Because he's a Nepalese politician. So if you live in South Asian countries, you might know of him. Hey, beware of Swarnim Weigel.